kicked your ass and they rattled your brain. Too much of that'll drive a man insane. You got the blues, but you won't lose, cause goodness gracious, great balls of fire. And the simple fact is this, is Shane and Booker won't be using that noodle. No, they're probably thinking of the people's strudel. Yeah, they want a pin, but they won't win, cause goodness gracious, Rock, brother, you have got great balls of fire.
What is up, everyone? My name is Jack South. We're back again with another video, and today I am here with my WWE Great Balls of Fire 2017 review, and I thought it was a decent show. It was a decent pay-per-view, a few good matches throughout this entire show in my opinion. I thought the main event was pretty decent as well, and yeah, let's get into it. So, opening match was for the Cruiserweight Championship. This was on the pre-show. Neville versus Akira Tozawa. I didn't see this match, but Neville retained. All good with me. He's the king of the Cruiserweights. So, I don't know if Akira Tozawa is officially part with Titus O'Neil and the whole Titus brand, but hey, if it gives Akira Tozawa something to do, then all power to him. Opening match was Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. Fine match to open up the show, in my opinion. They started off fighting on the apron, but then Bray threw him onto the steps, and Rollins went to kick Wyatt, and then he got caught in the Sister Abigail. He reverses, but then Wyatt catches him into a great clothesline, and then Rollins beats on Wyatt for a little bit on the apron while inside the ring, but then Wyatt thumps him in the eye, hits the Sister Abigail, and wins the match. Solid match to open up the show. Bray Wyatt gets the win, nothing wrong there. I'm sure Rollins will get his revenge somehow, maybe in a match at SummerSlam, who knows. We have to wait and see what the future holds for those two, even though I'm not exactly invested into their feud as much as some of the other feuds that are going on. We got Charlie Caruso after that match interviewing the Hardy Boys and how they're planning to beat Cesaro and Sheamus in the 30-minute Iron Man match. And then Matt pretty much relates to Sheamus and Cesaro being supervillains he watched on cartoons with his son, and says how delightful and splendid it will be. So throwing out some more broken gimmick teasers and how they're bar breakers and all that. And also on Monday Night Raw, the night after Great Balls of Fire, they announced they made a whole lot of things about them being broken and all that stuff. So I don't know if they keep teasing it or if it's actually going to happen, but I think time will tell. I hope so. I'd love to see some broken Hardys in the WWE. That would be a great shake-up to Monday Night Raw, because if there's one thing I'd love to see on Raw, man, you know, broken Hardys, I mean, that'd be great. Then after that, we got Enzo Amore versus Big Cass. Enzo, before the match, cut a great promo about the love he used to have for Big Cass, and how he referenced the Frank Sinatra song, That's Live, and how he was riding high in April and shot down in May, and makes a lot of references to that song about the relationship about the relationship he had with Big Cass. So I thought that was really clever. And then Big Cass comes out with some shitty new techno metal theme song. It was pretty bad. Pretty much Big Cass just killed Enzo throughout the majority of this match. It was exactly what it should be. Big Cass just dominating the whole match. So he hits a press slam on Enzo outside the ring onto the outside, which was pretty cool. And Cass hits a big boot on him to win the match. So yeah, they made Cass look really strong in this match, which is good. I'm not sure what's going to be next for Big Cass. Maybe another match with Enzo. Probably a stipulation match, like a last man standing, something like that. But if this is going to get Big Cass, you know, better as a heel, I'm all for it. But also, Enzo looked good as a babyface with the promo he cut beforehand. So yeah, all good with that match. After that, we get the 30-minute Iron Man match for the Raw Tag Team titles. Sheamus and Cesaro defending against the Hardy Boys in a really fucking good match. So right off the bat, Sheamus hits a bro kick and gains the first fall just like that, like not even a minute in. And then Sheamus chucks Jeff through the second rope, and he lands pretty nicely. And then Sheamus hits the white noise with some help from Cesaro to get the second fall for the team. And then Matt gets tagged in and like smashes Sheamus' head onto all 3 turnbuckles. Then there's like a poetry in motion, side effect, and twist of fate combo on Cesaro for the Hardys to get the first fall. So Cesaro throws Matt head first into the LED post, and then they get the third decision by count out. So it's 3-1 to Sheamus and Cesaro. And then Matt slides Cesaro over his back, but then Jeff splits Cesaro's legs to get the second pinfall, which was a really cool moment. Matt hit a great moonsault, but Cesaro broke it up at the last second. But Matt hit a twist of fate to tie it all up. And during the ending, Jeff swanton Sheamus, but Cesaro being the legal man, he ended up pinning Jeff, making the fourth decision. And then, while I think it was like less than a minute left, and Cesaro ran around the ring before Jeff can hit him with the swanton. But as soon as he gets to pin him, time runs out, and Cesaro and Sheamus retain the Raw Tag Team titles. Really good match overall. Sheamus and Cesaro looked like really ruthless in this match, especially heel-wise, with them running around the ring, which was pretty cool. Also, with the Hardy Boys, they looked really good in this match. The poetry, emotion, side effect, twist of fate combo I really liked, and the teamwork there was just superb for the Hardy Boys, in my opinion. You know, we've got 2 really good teams at the moment, and Sheamus and Cesaro are doing a great job as a tag team at the moment. I'm loving them. I'm not sure what their next opponent's going to be. Maybe like a fatal 4-way match for the tag titles. I mean, what other teams do you have? I mean, Revival are heels. I mean, now they're going to go after the Hardy Boys. So, I'm not sure what's next for Sheamus and Cesaro. Maybe Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews, since they've got a bit of a faction going on with the whole Titus brand shit. So, yeah, that could be a possibility. But, whatever happens, I don't care, because Sheamus and Cesaro are friggin' awesome. So, yeah, good for them for the win. Next, we have Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's title. It was an alright match. It wasn't anything great, but it was alright in my opinion. So, Alexa did this weird trick, and I think I saw this in another match she did, where it looked like her arm was really broken. She must be double jointed, because it looked really bad. Like, not bad, like it was awful, but like, looked like she really broke her arm. It's like, ugh. But then she like smacked Sasha in the face, so that was great. Sasha tried to get Alexa back into the ring, but then like she knocked Sasha off the apron, and then Sasha like gets hit with this horrendous looking backbreaker. I mean, she like bent afterwards. It looked really bad. So Alexa hit a great sunset flip in the corner. Alexa goes for the Twisted Bliss, but then gets blocked. Get caught into the bank statement, but then Sasha goes to grab Alexa back into the ring. She gets slapped in the face, and then Alexa grabs the title, loses by count out. But Sasha, she's not having any of that, so they fight around the announce table spot, and then Sasha jumps off there and hits the knees on Alexa to the outside, which was a pretty cool ending. So, yeah, it was an alright women's match, but I think they're going to step it up the next time they have a Raw Women's title match. Not sure when that will be. Maybe on an episode of Raw, or it could be at SummerSlam. I'd like to see a match between these two, like a proper match between them at SummerSlam. I think that'd be great. Yeah, alright match overall. We'll talk about the Intercontinental Championship match really quickly between The Miz and Dean Ambrose, as I really don't give a shit about this match. So, pretty much the Miztourage now, which is Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, interfered, and then Maryse tried to interfere, and all that. Miz hit Skull Crusher finale to win. Cool. But next, we get an incredible ambulance match between Braun Strowman and Roman Bloody Big Dog Reigns. So, right at the start, Braun gets chucked into the LED post. Then he throws the big dog into the steps, and then Strowman throws the steps at Roman, but he ducks, and then lands into the LED post, and then there was a drive-by to Strowman's arm while he was wedged in the corner, which looked cool, and then they started fighting on the entranceway, and he's like, "Hit me again, you son of a bitch," and then he throws Roman into the barricade. Like, Braun Strowman is a fantastic big man. Like, He uses his big strength to his advantage. Like, let's just say that. He is fantastic at it. But then Braun gets ready to throw Roman into the into the ambulance, but then he bashes Braun's head into the glass windows that are on the doors. And then Braun, after receiving a few Superman punches from Roman, uses a backboard from the ambulance on Roman, smacks him over the back with it. And then Roman pushes Strowman into the LED set for the pay-per-view, pushes him through and he busts through. So that was a crazy spot there. And then Roman, Roman, I'm dying. This ending killed me. Roman goes to spear Strowman while he's in front of the door. And then Braun just moves out of the way. Roman just goes, pew! Into the ambulance, closes the door, and wins. That has to be one of the funniest endings to a match I've ever seen. That was fucking fantastic. And then, as soon as he gets ready to drive Roman out of the arena in the ambulance, Roman gets out of the ambulance and spears Strowman, and then he throws Braun into the ambulance. He drives out to the parking area, and then Roman Reigns attempts to kill Braun Strowman by backing the ambulance up into another parked truck and just completely destroying the back of the ambulance with Braun Strowman in there. So, good guy, babyface Roman Reigns backs out and pretty much kills Braun Strowman. He just tries to kill him, and then he walks off, and then, while people are trying to get Braun out of the ambulance, they have Curt Hawkins versus Heath Slater in an absolutely pointless match that had no need to be on the show, because midway through the match, you didn't even see it and just saw Kurt Angle and some other guys trying to get Braun Strowman out of the ambulance. So what was the fucking point of it? What was the point of having a Curt Hawkins-Heath Slater match? So Heath Slater wins, good on him. And so Braun finally gets out of the ambulance and people are like, oh, we can help you out. And he's like, no, I don't need help, I'm Braun Strowman. And he walks off the ambulance, he's standing up, he's covered in blood. By the way, there were a few people that got bloodied up tonight, it was a pretty bloody pay-per-view. He walks off by himself, barely, I will say, and all that. So people kept saying on Twitter that it was going to be a double turn, that, Roman's going to turn heel, Strowman has to turn face. Well, if you watch Raw, I guess that's not the case. I don't know why. That is fucking stupid. Vince McMahon, you had the perfect opportunity for a double turn. People are booing Roman anyway. Might as well turn him heel. But no, you gotta get that merchandise money from the 12s. Like, fuck's sake, Vince. And then you get Braun Strowman, who people are behind because he beats the shit out of Roman Reigns and does it amazingly. Like, just do a double turn, man. It's not that hard. People want to cheer Braun Strowman because he's booked awesome at the moment. And this match has just made Braun Strowman look even better than he did before. Not only because he won it, but because he almost got killed by Roman Reigns, big bad babyface Roman Reigns. He walks out by himself. He doesn't get any help, not by Kurt Angle or anyone else, walks off and leaves. But nah, we're not getting that. We're going to get a triple threat at SummerSlam between Lesnar, Joe, and Roman Reigns. Maybe Strowman might slip in for a fatal 4-way at SummerSlam. But speaking of Brock and Joe, the main event. Bit of a quick, I will say, it was pretty quick for a main event. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it was pretty freaking good, in my opinion. I thought it was a pretty good main event for the time that they had. And before Heyman can even finish announcing Lesnar, Samoa Joe just immediately beats the shit out of Brock Lesnar. Loved it. And slams him through the announce table before the match even begins. Loved it. And then when the bell finally rings, the two just pretty much beat on each other. That sounds really wrong. And the whole story of this match was Joe trying to lock in the Coquina clutch. And every time he does, Lesnar finds a way to get out of it, whether it be ramming him into the turnbuckle, slipping out of it, powering out of it. Whatever it took to get out of the Coquina clutch, Brock Lesnar found a way. So, Lesnar runs into the post and slides on the Joe's legs and then gave some German suplexes, which looked really fucking awesome. And then, here's the bit I didn't like. So, he goes for the F5 and that gets reversed into the clutch. Slips out. He hits one F5. Not 2 or 3 or 4. Just one F5 and he wins. What? Like, you've been building up Joe so well throughout this entire feud, you know. Going after Paul Heyman, choking him out. Choking out Brock Lesnar on the stage. All that shit on Raw. And he loses from one F5. Just one F5. I don't know about you guys. I didn't like that ending. I feel like Joe should have taken a couple of F5s, maybe a few more German suplexes, and I'm like, okay, maybe that made sense. But no. If The Undertaker couldn't deal with 3 F5s at WrestleMania 30 when he lost the streak, and then, you know, Roman Reigns, it takes him like 3 F5s to beat him. Like, for a guy like Joe, who is so similar to Brock Lesnar, you should have taken so much out of Joe and so much out of Lesnar. Hit so many F5s, hit so many German suplexes, do whatever you can to beat the shit out of this guy, because he's basically on the same level as you, in a way. But no, he just loses after just one F5. I didn't get that at all, didn't like it, but Brock retains the Universal title, which we kind of all expected, really. And that will move on to, I'm guessing, a Fatal 4-Way match, if the segment on Raw was anything to see, because you had Lesnar come out, then Joe, and then Roman, and then Lesnar says what we've all been thinking: Reigns, you haven't deserved shit to get a championship match, which he's right, by the way. What have you done to deserve it, Roman? Just because you announced you're gonna face the champion at SummerSlam, like, fuck off. You don't deserve a Universal title match. You almost killed a man. You almost killed a man, and then like, oh, but I'm the big dog, I want to win the title. It's like, fuck you, Roman. And you wonder why people hate you, for God's sake. Jesus. So, yeah, that was great. Balls of fire. Just still love that name, by the way. Match of the night, ambulance match. Loved it. Best finish to a match I've seen in a long time. Made Braun Strowman look even more like a beast than he already is. So, great on that account. And Roman Reigns, they're not going to turn him heel, because WWE are idiots. They don't care about what you want. They just care about getting money out of 10-year-olds. So, yeah, that was a great match. And also, props to the 30-minute Iron Man match for the Raw Tag titles. That was a really good match as well. What am I going to give this show? I'll give it a 7. Just a good, solid 7 show for me. Plenty of good stuff here, but it's not a pay-per-view you're going to remember in the years to come. Maybe for the ambulance match, but besides all that, nothing to get too crazy over. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this review. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below your opinions on the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. You'll be glad you did. Twitter and Instagram's at JackmanLaw31 if you want to check me out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out in 3, 2, 1.